If you have read articles warning you not to touch wild birds, don't worry. It's not that another pandemic is coming. Watch on and share this whole NTUC FairPrice won't run out of toilet paper again yo. So, some of us might just go, H5N1 is the disease that caused a pandemic back in 2009. I must buy many toilet paper now, Hold your butts, you bodo. It's different cause the 2009 pandemic is H1N1 You see, the H something and N something got so many versions that they are like SKUs in the supermarkets. They are infected A viruses and the war of influenza, two main types affect us humans, A and B. B is the common flu we have as it affects mainly humans and are transmitted between humans, while A is like humans, pigs or birds. For influenza A, they name it based on the surface proteins. The H which stands for hamburger and the N which stands for nuggets. There are many versions and some are more popular while some are not and they are rather seasonal too. For example, H1N1 was the one that created quite a big hoo-ha back in 2009, whereby it was declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization on 11 June 2009. And yes, in retrospect, people thought that it doesn't warrant a pandemic status then, which kind of lead to WHO originally hesitating to call COVID-19 a pandemic early on in case it became another H1N1. But it was still pretty serious, although not as serious as COVID-19. Eventually, it became like a seasonal flu instead. However, the recent reports you read about H5N1 is different. For a start, it's not something new. It was first detected back in 1959, but the most serious outbreak occurred in Hong Kong in 1997, and mainly it was serious because it can spread quite rapidly among birds, and for the first time, humans were also infected. Now before you all go buy all the tissue paper, hear this. Is it easy to enter a Don Don Donki outlet without hearing Don 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 Donkey, Don Don Donkey? No, right? It's rare but still possible, right? Same It's very difficult for humans to get H5N1 from birds, but still possible. For a human to get infected from a bird, he needs to be at close contact with the infected birds. Moreover, human to human transmission is super rare, so don't worry about that. And here's the thing also, throughout history, there will always be reports of influenza A viruses being reported among birds, chickens, or even ducks. So, what's with the latest bird flu report? Basically, it's a play safe move. You see, in recent weeks, there have been some cases of humans being infected with H5N1 in the US and Australia. What's new is that some of them got infected from close contact with cows. So it's like the bird flu jumped from birds to cows and then to humans. Nevertheless, there hasn't been any public health concerns. Over in Singapore, to play safe after these transmissions, the authorities advise members of the public not to touch wild birds or feed them. They also remind people who need to have close contact with birds to observe good personal hygiene and to take the usual necessary precautions. But anyways, with a fine of up to $10,000 for feeding birds, I think we all will not touch any wild birds, but just touch our own bird. To add on, it's still safe to visit the bird park cause the birds go through more regular checkup than our uncle who refused to opt in to Healthier SG. But if you are traveling to other countries, you should avoid birds if possible. And if you are eating beef, make sure that it's fully cooked. Now, you should also watch this video to know why there are so many chickens in Singapore. And also, thank you for spending 3 minutes with me. I really appreciate it.